There comes a moment in every person's life when the world seems to slow down, the noise fades, and a single, undeniable truth emerges. Everything changes the instant you decide to take control of your own mind. For years, perhaps even decades, you may move through life on autopilot. You wake, you work, you interact, you rest, going through the motions, letting your circumstances or routines dictate your direction. You adjust your environment, you tweak your schedule, maybe you chase after new opportunities, hoping that somewhere in the external world you'll finally find the breakthrough you're searching for. But nothing outside can truly shift until the inside does. The root of real transformation is not found in a different job or a new relationship, not in a meticulously crafted morning routine or a sudden windfall of good luck. The root is your mindset. It's the silent force shaping your beliefs, your choices, and ultimately, the course of your life. Mindset is more than a buzzword or a fleeting positive thought. It's the invisible operating system running silently in the background, coloring every experience and shaping every outcome. It's the filter through which you interpret failure and success, the lens through which you view challenge and comfort, the compass that guides you in moments of doubt and uncertainty. Consider how many times you've tried to change your habits, setting new intentions, making promises to yourself, only to fall back into old patterns. The problem isn't that you're lazy or undisciplined. It's that your mindset hasn't shifted to support the new behaviors you're trying to create. Without that fundamental change, the old patterns will always find a way to return, sabotaging your progress and leaving you feeling stuck. Maybe you've set ambitious goals, dreaming big, yet finding yourself shrinking your actions to fit the confines of your old beliefs. Or perhaps you've changed your surroundings, moved to a new city, started a new job, ended a toxic relationship, only to find that the same frustrations and disappointments eventually resurface, just with different faces and different places. It all comes back to mindset. It's the boundary between the life you have and the life you could create. Your mindset determines how you interpret setbacks. Are they signs you're not good enough? Or are they lessons to help you grow? It dictates how you face discomfort. Do you retreat and avoid it? Or do you lean in and see it as an opportunity to expand? It colors your response to stress, your definition of success, and even the stories you tell yourself about what's possible. Most people don't realize the power of their mindset until they're confronted by a wall. Sometimes that wall is external, a loss, a rejection, a challenge that seems insurmountable. Other times it's internal, a nagging sense of dissatisfaction, a recurring feeling of falling short, a quiet voice whispering that life could be more. The wall isn't there to punish you. It's there to wake you up, to force you to ask the most important question of all. Am I ready to take responsibility for my mind? Because here's the truth. Your mind is not fixed. It's not a static entity set in stone by genetics or childhood experience. Mindset isn't a personality trait you inherit or a fate you're doomed to repeat. It's a collection of patterns, ways of thinking, believing, and reacting that can be disrupted, challenged, and rebuilt. The people who truly change their lives don't start with their circumstances. They start by transforming how they think. They become conscious of their mental loops, questioning old stories and choosing new ones. They stop reacting on autopilot and start responding with intention. They don't wait for life to hand them change. They decide to create it, one thought at a time. This isn't about a single heroic moment of epiphany. It's about a decision, a quiet internal commitment to show up differently, to choose discipline over default, to write a new narrative for your own life. And that decision, made again and again, changes everything. Many people wait for the world to change before they believe they can. They say, if I had more time, I'd be more disciplined. If I had more support, I'd be more consistent. If things calmed down, I'd finally get focused. But that way of thinking puts your power in someone else's hands. When you transform your mindset, you stop waiting for the external world to shift, because you realize you have the ability to change your internal world, and that changes everything you touch. A powerful mindset isn't about blind optimism or empty affirmations. It's about building a foundation of resilience, learning to weather setbacks without losing your sense of purpose. It's about emotional control, choosing your responses rather than being ruled by them. It's about strategic clarity, knowing what you want and believing you have the capacity to make it happen. It means refusing to let fear dictate your decisions, or to let stress become your identity. It means knowing who you are and training your mind to work for you, not against you. And this shift doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you make the conscious choice to stop thinking like the person who's been holding you back and start thinking like the person you're becoming. You challenge every excuse, every self-imposed limitation, every outdated story that has kept you small. You don't become someone else. You reclaim the person you were before fear and doubt took the reins. You rediscover your power, not through hype or intensity, but through clarity and consistency. It begins now. Not when your calendar clears, not when life feels easier. Now. Because your mindset is either your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness, and only you can decide which it will be. The first step is awareness. Not empty theory or motivational quotes, but honest, unfiltered awareness. You cannot change a pattern you don't recognize. You can't disrupt a loop you've never noticed. So start by observing your mind. Become a witness to your own thoughts. Notice what you focus on when you wake up, what you tell yourself when things go wrong, how you interpret moments of challenge or failure. Ask yourself, is this a mindset that serves me, or one that holds me back? Is this thinking leading me closer to the life I want, or keeping me stuck in the one I've outgrown? Transformation begins with awareness, grows with honesty, and flourishes with the daily decision to reclaim control over your own mind. In the end, the moment everything changes isn't an accident or a stroke of luck. It's a deliberate choice, a decision to awaken, to take responsibility, and to create a new future from the inside out. And that moment can be now.